What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius trial guide, and today we're taking on Titan 3-star. I almost said trial 3-star. That would have sucked. Had to re-record that. Anyway, guys, when you see my team, I know a lot of you guys are going to freak out. There are some 5-star bases on the team. I'm just wanting to use my 5-star bases when I do this fight. And we're going to see some TMRs on the team. But what I'm hoping to do with my guides now is give you a step-by-step guide on how to deal with these deal with these different bosses and deal with their mechanics. That way you can use whatever's on your team, whatever TMRs you have, to make sure you're having the most fun and beating the boss the way you can do it, okay? So let's bring up a checklist. What are you going to need for this fight? You're going to need a single target tank that can take a lot of magic damage. And I've written Spirit over here, meaning you have to have a lot of Spirit. That could be Awakened Rain, it could be Bosch, Mystia, it could be Wilhelm, it could be anybody you want it to, as long as they have a lot of Spirit and a lot of HP to take on a single target magic ability that the boss can cast. Next up, you're going to need an AoE, either full evade or very, very tanky physical damage tank. That's because the boss does do AoE physical damage, and that's pretty much all it's going to do against us, along with a couple of physical damage auto attacks for the way we're going to do this strategy. So that is a very important key factor there. You're going to want to be able to Spirit and possibly Magic buff in order to be able to do as much damage as possible to this boss. And you're going to want Tornado and Erosia Chainers to go along with that, because this boss is weak to wind damage. It is 100% in peril from the beginning to wind damage, Titan is, so that's going to be really great for you. And then on top of that, you're just going to want to be able to have a summoner, because one of the, as you can see, one of the quests here is to evoke Leviathan, one of the missions, and so a summoner makes that easy and makes us be able to do a lot more damage with that. So without further ado, let's actually talk about what the boss does and how to take him on. Titan is a human, so Man-Eater Plus is going to go great on your Tornado Chaining Erosia finishers. He also needs to be taken down with Leviathan and magic damage, so he can be Spirit Broken, so that's why we're going to go ahead and Spirit Break him. So he can be Attack, Defense, Magic, and Spirit Broken, but we're going to go ahead and go with the Spirit Break, because that's pretty much all we need in this fight. Next up, what we're going to be looking into is he has, again, 100% Wind and Peril on himself from the beginning forever, so that's going to be something we need to worry about. Other than that, this fight becomes a fight where we push him to 50, as close to 50% as we can, and either try to finish him all the way off, or finish him off in 2 turns after 50%. Leviathan does have 100 million HP, but don't let that be too daunting, as with breaks and the imperil, the erosion building up and chaining and finishing, all that stuff will add to us being able to actually beat this boss pretty simple. In the first there's one more threshold at 80%, but that threshold doesn't matter. It's the 50% one that matters, because after that he starts snorting away units, he starts buffing himself by 100%, and he starts doing AoE magic damage, which we can't cover if we have an AoE physical. We can't do AoE magic and physical, so that's going to be a problem for us. So we just don't want to deal with that, so that's why we're going to do this. Before he goes to the 50% threshold, he's like a kitty cat. He does an AoE physical damage ability that is going to paralyze everyone, which is why on the checklist you need Paralyze and Petrify resist. But we're going to cover that with our Warrior of Light AoE physical evade tank, so we're not going to have to worry about that. Next, he does some auto attacks. He has the chance to do that single target magic damage ability that we'll talk about. I think it's a really low chance, but he can do it. That's why you want that tank there to be able to take it, because it does hit pretty hard. He also adds physical, he adds earth elements to your physical attacks. So literally, do not bring physical damage dealers to this boss fight unless you literally have to, because then after that, what you guys are going to have to do is worry about, Dispel Good tricking yourself, or using Bushido Freedom, some way of getting that off of your element, because you can't do earth damage to Titan. He's just not going to have any of it. He also does AoE physical damage to all of your units, and petrifies them 100%, so that's why we got to do that. But again, it's physical, so Warrior Light's going to cover that. We're not going to have to worry about that. That's it, guys. That is the fight. It's super simple, so we're going to get in here. What I recommend is looking for a Barbariccia on your friends list. I've found actually quite a few on mine. I think a lot of people are putting them up for this specific reason. And here's my team. And yes, I do have 3 5-star bases on this team. Yuna is not needed at all. Yuna is specifically here just because I want to use Yuna. You can use Garnet. Garnet may even be better. But I just wanted to use Yuna. You'll see that all I do is pray to the Eidolons, pray to the Eidolons, pray to the Eidolons, and then I summon. That's all I do, but I really just want to use Yuna. I haven't been able to use her. She's one of my favorite. She is probably my favorite female character in all of Final Fantasy, so definitely want to start using her. And Awakened Rain, come on, man. I'm going to use him, of course. I'll go ahead and show you guys my equipment. You may be a little freaked out by Awakened Rain's Defender's Dagger in his hand. His Crimson Sword's being used by my Tidus friend unit right now, so I couldn't use it here. All I'm going to point out again, guys, is make sure you can go here and make sure you have paralysis and petrify resist on all your units. We'll go through this real quick. Nothing too crazy here. Again, this is just, you'll actually see some equipment in here that's not even needed. It's just there for other trials. I didn't feel like switching them off. And I geared unit to the teeth, but you'll see it's not even necessary. We have Barbarecia. I put as much as I could on her that I have TMR'd out. You guys should have been going into the item world and making some rods, pretty powerful, so that'll be good for you. And then we have my Alexi here with as much magic as I can get on her, so she can be doing as much damage as possible. So, pretty simple stuff. Let's get into the fight and show you actually how it works, and show you how easy it actually really is. But first, I have to have a connection error. And another one. And another one. Alright, I'm gonna fix this, and we're gonna cut back into the video. Alright, there we go. We got that connection error fixed. Sometimes that happens. I think it's my iPad disconnects from Wi-Fi. I don't really get it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is Titan is looking pretty sweet. I think they did really good on his artwork here, so I like that. So you're going to have your single target provoke tank go ahead and just use his single target provoke. We're going to have our Warrior of Light do his AoE cover, because we need that up. Again, your Garnet or whoever you want to use as your summoner, your evoker, is going to do their prayer ability. We got to start building up that gauge. I'm going to have all of my wind chainers, all of my Erosia, tornado chainers, just dual cast the good old, I hate that Lex is all the way down there, tornado Erosia. That's what we're going to be doing on this first turn. The second and third turn, I think we're going to be dual casting Erosia to build up the stacks as fast as possible, because we will start dishing out the damage, and you'll see how kind of like weak Titan really is. So this is the first couple of things. I think we get him out of like 80%. Not only 90%. We didn't even do that much damage. And you'll see here that with the way we have the team fit right now, the only thing you literally have to worry about is your single target tank getting hit too hard. That's it. And he didn't even get hit there. So it's random if he gets hit. I think it's a 15% chance if he'll do Gigantic Feast is what it's called. It's a single target magic attack. But when they do, I think it takes my rain down from like 10,000 to like 5,000 HP. We'll see if it happens here so you guys can see it. So we'll go ahead and have Rain cast his Spectral Field where he takes less damage. That's pretty good. We'll go ahead and Defense and Spirit debuff. Now, we would have buffed with Rain, but we don't really want to be dishing out the damage too much yet. So we're going to keep that on the back burner. We're going to have Yuna go ahead and prayer to the Eidolons again, or the Aeons in her case. Eidolons is the Garnet move. And we're going to cast, we would cast Repeat actually, or Reload, but I do want to cast Double Erosia. I don't want to be doing too much damage and push him past that threshold without having my Erosias totally stacked up. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Doot, doot. And then one more. Let's see. Yeah, double Alexa here should work just as well as the Barbarecia Alexa. It should be fine. So let's see how much damage we do now. They are building up. We are doing more damage. We don't want to push past. Okay, we're doing well. We're doing well. All right, severe earthquake coming in. Nothing really big there. Let's see if he does Gigantic Feast. Nope, it looks like he's just going to auto attack. Nothing too bad. See, pretty good. And we're healing him up a bit because they do have the okay, you might be wondering why we're healing here. Remember, he does add physical earth to your physical attacks, and he absorbs that. So he's getting a little snack right there from that. We're gonna go ahead and do our single target provoke again because that's gonna run out. We'll go ahead and have Warrior of Light just do light as with us because he can. We'll have Yuna cast prayer to the Aeons again, and then we're going to go ahead and I think I'm gonna take this time to do. Let's see. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna reload and we're just gonna do the same abilities again. This should be fine. I hope it doesn't push him past the threshold. That would be okay. So I think this is the closest we're gonna get, personally, sadly, on this run to getting him to the 50% threshold. I'm a little scared to do it any more than what we have right now. So essentially, what you can do here, guys, if you get in this situation, you don't have to push him from 50% all the way down to 0%. When you push the 50% threshold, the only bad thing that he does is buff himself, and then we can dispel that, right? So, as long as you can do 62% in 2 turns, you're going to be gravy here. So we're going to see if we can do that. We're going to go ahead and buff up our stats with Escort Leader. Go ahead and put that on everybody. Warrior Light's going to go ahead and get that debuff going again, just in case. Yuna is going to be summoning Leviathan, because we're going to take this time to do that. Then we're going to go back to our ways of dual black magic casting Tornado and Erosia. Tornado, Erosia, Tornado, Erosia. That's going to be our plan. And then the next turn, the only thing we're going to do different is we're going to dispel him and then do the Tornado, Erosia again, and Yuna's going to be the one doing the dispelling, okay? So hopefully this works out. And again, get him as close as you can. It may take you a couple of tries. Oops. But you want to get him as close as you physically can to that 50% threshold so that you don't, you can do it in 2 turns. You'll see what I'm talking about. So Tornado and Erosia. So we're going to summon here, and then we're going to hit these. and see if we can chain that up and do as much damage as we possibly can here. And we got him to 12%, so that's pretty good. So he's definitely dying this turn. So we've hit it. Gaia's Wrath, all this stuff happens. Gigantic Growth. Gigantic Growth is when he buffs himself. You can see that Awakened Rain kind of didn't serve a purpose here, because he didn't cast the ability Gigantic Feast. But I promise on my first attempt of this fight, he cast Gigantic Feast like 3 times, and it's supposed to only be a 15% chance. So what we're going to have is Unicast the spell. No big deal. Get that off of the Titan there. And then what you guys want to remember is if you did Dispel, you want to go ahead and put that Spirit Break back on him to make sure you guys can do the damage if you're not this close. This is obviously going to be a shoe-in. We'll even have Rain go ahead and do his Kamehameha wave here for some happiness here. I love Rain. He looks so cool. He looks so awesome. And there we go. We've completed the trial. He is dead, and that's how you guys are going to be able to take down Titan. We've done all of the different achievements. Or missions. We didn't use any items. We killed him with magic. And what else did we do? Oh, yeah, and we evoked Leviathan. So easy peasy stuff, guys. You shouldn't have too much trouble with that. And if you do, again, remember, just build up your magic team, your Tornado Chainers. They are coming in handy in a lot of trials. Do not let your Tornado Erosia finishers fall behind, because that's going to be really good for you. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how you took down Titan, and if you found any difficulty in the fight. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.